Welcome to Cooking with Dragons. My name is Brooke. And today I am starting the process of making Hellkite Wings. I am starting off with a dry brine real quick. I'm going to let these sit for at least 12 hours. So I've added Kosher Salt as well as a little bit of white pepper and some Annatto. Now the next thing is just to rub this on there really good and then cover it lightly and then let it go for about 12 hours, lightly covered, and then it'll be ready to start. The audio decided to cut out for this one, so I've added some Parmesan Bacon dip or spread, and I've also added some of the Hellkite Dust to it, about a half a tablespoon of that. Now I'm going to be adding some ketchup to that, just about maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons or so, or as much as it needs to give it a little bit of color. And then I'm just going to be stirring it up so it all incorporates. And fast forward a little bit by mixing it up. Add a little bit of annatto to the top of it just to give it some color overnight so it blooms. I also added a little bit of steak sauce to it to kind of help with that color a little bit. I'm going for a sort of orange. And then I took a bit of parchment paper just to place it over top. That was kind of cool. That was a friendship cake, and it kind of came with that, so I'm using it for that. And then I'm just letting it rest in the fridge for about 12 hours or so, about the same time as the chicken, and then I'm going to go from there. Alrighty, so now, about time to make this chicken. This really hot chicken. I let this sauce chill overnight with some annatto over top just to let it bloom and then hopefully give it that color I'm after. So now, next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little bit of apple cider to it. Just to thin it out just a little bit. Don't need much, just a teaspoon. That's literally just a splash, but yeah. And just a little bit of citrus acid. Just to wake it up. That actually woke it up pretty nicely. Made some holes for that foil so that way the oil the fat can kind of drip off a little bit, and then yeah. I'll add that right in there. This will keep the chicken from sticking to it too. So yeah, I'm going to air fry it for about 6 minutes, turning it every 2 minutes or so. And then just to get a nice crisp on it. So this is just a par bake pretty much, just to get some color on the skin. And then it's going to finish off on the oven. Alrighty. Now we set it for chicken. For chimkin. I'll never say that again, but you know. Alrighty, so here's where we're at now. Got them nicely coated with that sauce, and hopefully it should darken up nicely and get to a nice golden orange, and then we're going to finish it off with a little bit of lime juice and some freshly chopped cilantro. And then yeah. Alrighty, here's where we're at now. Time to give them an old temperature reading, just to make sure. They are actually really nice and tender too, so that's a good thing. And they are pretty much done. Alrighty, now it's time to hit it with some lime juice. That's a pretty good green lime right there. So, spritz that right on there. This will wake up that sauce. And a little bit of fresh cilantro. And those curly fries are just about done too. And once they're done, I'm gonna hit them with some of my homemade ranch seasoning. And yeah, so this chicken is pretty much done and good to go. And then we will get it to the table and see how it is from there. Alrighty, these curly fries are done now, and so I'm gonna hit them with this ranch seasoning. Although they're already seasoned, but you know, be generous with it. Shake it up. And a little more. Alrighty. Now it's time to pick some chicken. Pick this one. And that one. It's falling off the bone already. Don't skip on that skin. The skin is the best part. You don't want to make Kenny cry. Obscure references for the win. Now we'll see you at the table. Alrighty. And here we have. I don't know if I remember to say the name of this when I probably didn't when I first started making this, but these are called Hellkite Wings. But it might be a little bit too colorful from the cilantro, but you know. Alrighty. Let's try these out. Also, first video of the new year. Hope everybody had a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas and all that. New Year's and a happy National Hangover Day, all that. Yeah. Let's try these out. I keep saying that, but you know. Tastes pretty good. You get that nice, very well-driven heat, followed by that nice lime. You always want to save the lime juice for after you're done cooking it, because otherwise the lime juice just evaporates. You don't really get anything from the lime. But yeah. You can give it some batter too if you wanted to. But I think brushing it on just like that is just as well. Yeah, try the fries. And then fries are good to just give it a nice rescue, you know, give you a break from that heat. Alright, Hellkite Wings. Check them out. No Hellkites were harmed in the making of this video. Thank you for watching. My name is Worf. We're cooking with dragons. We're exploring the world of food. You know, it's time to keep on feeding the fire.